Hello and welcome. My name is Chrissy and you have reached my channel, Chrissy Love. If you adore perfumes like I do, then you are in exactly the right place because that is all I do here. I review perfumes. So thank you for being part of this journey of curating my perfume collection. Today is a very exciting day because we are talking about my 5 Urban Outfitters Gourmand perfumes that I own. So the collection is called Gourmand, and they're all $18 a piece for a 1-ounce bottle at Urban Outfitters. There's something about a good deal, a perfume that you don't expect anything out of because it's so inexpensive, and then it just surprises you, and Urban Outfitters is that for me. So let's jump right in. The first one I have here is called Melon. They're all kind of French sounding names. And this is an eau de parfum like all of them are. So I'll show you the bottle here. Gorgeous pink juice. There it is. And the fragrance notes on this are watermelon, lemon zest, and raspberry cream. Now when I first spray this, I get a juicy watermelon candy. Like, think watermelon Jolly Ranchers. Like, how can you beat that? It's super sweet, super juicy. It is not a realistic watermelon whatsoever. It is like a candy, zesty, sweetened watermelon. But like a very condensed version of watermelon. So like the Sour Patch Candy watermelons without the sourness. Just really delicious. It's very linear, so it really maintains that same scent while you're wearing it. It doesn't really develop into anything else. It's pretty much just watermelon candy. But it lasts a good long time on my skin, probably at least 5 hours without having to retouch it. The projection lasts for a couple of hours very strongly, and then you would need to spray it on clothes or hair or something that really collects and projects that scent better. But for this price, it is a gorgeous summer perfume. Just so effortless, so fun. I think that a child might actually really enjoy this as much as I enjoy it, and I am obviously an adult. I think that children might also find this kind of fun. There isn't anything too complex about it, and it certainly does not develop. It really is what you see is what you get, but sometimes that's all I need. So again, that is Melon. The next beauty I have here is called Chai Épicé, which that means spicy chai. So all the bottles look exactly the same and have that really wonderful colored juice. Now the fragrance notes here are sea salt, ginger flower, and almond cream. And this is decadent gourmand. It's really warm and sweet. It kind of has gingerbread-like spices. So cooking spices, very gourmand. It also has this kind of vibe of like a hot tea. Obviously with the chai, you would think that. But it has definitely a tea-like vibe, but not an actual tea scent. So when I smell this, if I hadn't known what it was called, I would not have said chai. I definitely would have gotten the almond cream, but I would not have gotten chai. I would have thought like warm baking spices, something like that with some cream or some milk in them. And again, this is very linear. This does not develop on your skin. This is what it is from start to finish, but it's really great performance. That spiciness just stays around me most of the day and on my skin as well. And then the projection is really nice for the first couple of hours at least. So this is just a joy. It's such a sweet, comforting gourmand, awesome to wear before bed when you want something just to lull you into sleep, or during these winter months. It's just been a real comfort to me as well. And at this amazing price, I just spray it liberally and don't even think about it. So really loving this one. This is the Chai Épicé. This is another great one. This is called Ambre Étoilé, and that stands for Amber Star, which I think is just lovely. I obviously have a 0.67 ounce bottle, so it's not quite the full 1 ounce that the other bottles are. And this one I got on Mercari. I believe it was from 2016, so it's definitely an older one. But something about it with the bottle, the sophistication of the bottle, I just had to have it. It was very inexpensive. The fragrance notes are whipped cream, amber, and musk. And that is exactly what you get. It smells like a very sweetened musk. It's very warm and cozy and wintry. It really smells like black tea with cream and sugar, like lots of sugar. And that whipped cream, to me, I think is what's translating into sugar. It definitely has like a slightly lactonic scent to it. It is just so delicious. There's something so simple and comforting. It's so straightforward, but it's one of these perfumes that I walk into my cabinet and look at my perfumes, and I just always reach for this one just to put my nose on, because I just know it's going to be so comforting and sweet and soft around me. And I just love the scent. It's so intoxicating to me. So yeah, again, a very linear one. It does not develop into anything else. There are not, top, middle, and base notes. It's just the 3 notes. But sometimes that's all you need. So yeah, this is one I highly recommend as well. Performance is like the others, really good for a few hours. Projection is pretty good for an hour or two. Kind of can't complain with this price. I might end up respraying it. Sometimes after a while, I become slightly anosmic to it, which I think is just a personal problem, not something anyone else would really have to deal with. But there's something about it that starts to kind of fade away for me. But it is just a gem. I don't mind that at all. So again, this is Ambre Étoilé. So this is another really almost single note, very straightforward perfume. This is Lait de Coco. It has that nice milkiness to it. Look at the color of that juice. It's so fun. And of course, that just means coconut milk. And the fragrance notes are coconut, praline, vanilla, and bergamot. And when I first spray this, I get a really fleshy, realistic coconut. Like the whole coconut just cut in half, very fresh, very realistic. And then as it develops, I do get a little more of the bergamot. The praline and vanilla aren't overt on their own, but they definitely serve to sweeten it up and make it smell more of like a fresh, fleshy, juicy coconut. And then that bergamot comes in and it just makes you feel like you're watching the sunshine on a coconut tree. It's just amazing. So simple, slightly nutty like a real coconut is. Doesn't really develop on the skin too much besides just kind of the sunshine effect coming out a little bit. But this is really great for vacation or when I'm just craving vacation and can't actually be out there like many of us can't right now. Now what's interesting is the other 3 are eau de parfums, and this is a parfum en l'eau. So I don't really know what that's supposed to mean, if that's like an eau de toilette by their standard or if it's the same way of saying eau de parfum. It sounds like it might be, but it doesn't make any difference to me. But in any case, the performance is worse on this one than the others, and maybe it's because it's just such a simple, straightforward, single note kind of perfume. So very low longevity, pretty small scent throw. You really have to just overspray this. But in terms of the scent, and what you get is what you see is what you get. Like it smells like coconut milk, and it's just a gorgeous interpretation of coconut milk without too much else going on, without anything else competing with it. So this would also be really great for layering. If you want to bring out coconut in a perfume, then I think it would be wonderful for that. So yes, so glad I have this in my collection. This is Lait de Coco. This last one is probably my least favorite of the bunch, which is why I'm totally fine with only having this little mini version of it. But I'm glad I got my hands on it because I am enjoying it. It's certainly pleasant. It's just not my very favorite. And this is Pistachio Brûlée. And the fragrance notes are vanilla pod, pistachio, and milk mousse. And even though this was created in 2014, this is still kicking around, so you can still find it. Now, when I first opened this, I'm getting really sweet and nutty, like baklava. So cozy. There's a slight bitterness, which you get in pistachio, so that makes a lot of sense, like a cracked pistachio. And I definitely get the feeling of some cooking spices. This is very gourmand. Then as it dries down, it gets more and more nutty, which is actually really lovely. It's just like a very sweet, nutty perfume. Baklava definitely comes to mind. The milk mousse doesn't come out too much. It doesn't smell very creamy. It just smells like a baked good. So yeah, this is delicious gourmand. Certainly nothing wrong with it at all. I'm not super into nutty perfumes, so I think that's why it's just not really striking a chord with me. But it is a really nice one. Unfortunately, the longevity is pretty poor. It fades after a couple of hours, but it might be because I don't have a spray. That I have this little mini dabber, and sometimes the dabbers just don't get the coverage that you need to make a perfume shine. So it's possible that's the reason why. But it's another really fun one from Urban Outfitters. I kind of enjoy all of them. It's kind of hard to hate on something that's $18 for a 1 ounce bottle. But again, this is Pistachio Brûlée. I also wanted to mention, since we're here talking about Urban Outfitters perfumes, there are two that I used to own that I did sell because they just were this watery, transparent, not really viable scent for me. And that was the Thé Matcha and the Acai Bay. So just to kind of put it out there, if you see those come from Mercari, not all of the Urban Outfitters perfumes are winners. Those two were definitely not winners for me. But I hope you had fun with this. I certainly did. Let me know if you know of any Urban Outfitters perfumes that you think I should try. And please do like this video. It helps me out a lot. And if you haven't already, do subscribe because I am posting 2 videos per week and they're all fun just like this one. So thank you for being here and I hope you have a very beautiful day.